who works on a cruise ship needs to obtain a medical, and this can be the source of a whole lot of anxiety. So in this video, I want to go through what a medical is, what it isn't, and why you really don't need to stress about it. Cruise ship medicals are expensive, so there's usually no point getting one until you've actually been offered a job. And there's a few more reasons for this as well. Firstly, if you spend all that money on a medical and then don't get the job that you went for, what are you going to do with a cruise ship medical? But more importantly, almost every cruise line requires a slightly different medical. Some are more in depth than others, some are done by specific doctors, some focus on specific areas of your health. And something that has happened many times before is someone wants to work on cruise ship, they're extremely eager, so they go and get a medical ahead of time, they get a job that they applied for, but they require a different medical for the job that they've got, meaning that you will now have to pay for a second medical. Because of that, medicals are usually one of the last things you need to obtain before joining your cruise ship. On top of that, cruise ship medicals have expiry dates. They usually last about 2 years. So ideally, you want to time it so that you obtain your medical just before starting your first cruise ship contract. I've known people that got their medical way too early, like 6 months before joining their first cruise ship, and have only been able to get 1 or 2 contracts out of one medical. Whereas if you time it right, you can often get 2, 3, sometimes even 8 contracts out of one medical. Obviously, this depends on how long your contracts are. But the problem is, getting a job on a cruise ship is not a quick process. There's research, applications, waiting to hear back, interviews. This can all take months. And then not to mention the huge amount of paperwork that you need to obtain. Even just getting an interview could take a month or 2. By the time you're instructed to get your medical, you've already invested a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of hope. And if you're going through an agency that works with multiple different cruise lines, they will usually only instruct you to get your medical once you have been assigned a cruise line, assigned a ship, and they have a good idea of the joining date. And I think this is why people get so anxious about having their medical. Because everyone knows you have to pass your medical to be able to go on board. And to have gone through all of this to only fall at the last hurdle, it's not just a medical exam at that stage. It feels like everything is on the line. A lot of people go into their medical thinking that the doctor is actively looking for reasons to fail them, that they're going to be judged, that they have to be in perfect health, and that any small issue is going to disqualify them instantly. The medical isn't designed to catch you out. So, let's go through what a medical actually is. The cruise line is simply trying to understand one thing. Can you safely do your job that you've been hired to do on board? Can you cope with the long hours? Can you function safely at sea where access to hospitals are limited? And can you perform your role without putting yourself or others at risk? You don't need to be in like peak physical condition. You're not joining the RAF. You don't need to have perfect eyesight. You don't need to have never been ill, never been injured, never broke a bone, never had any stress in your life. If that was the case, literally like no one would be able to work on a cruise ship. But if you do have a condition, what they're looking for is it managed or is it manageable? And is it understood? Like, do you understand it? Do they understand it? And whether, realistically, it would prevent you from doing your job. They're not trying to stop you from working on cruise ships, because just like you've invested a lot up until this point, so have the cruise line. Like, there's a huge amount of money and time been invested in you, like interviewing and getting all of your documentation ready up until this point, trying to figure out what ship you're going on. Like, they want you to pass this medical just as much as you want to pass this medical. But there are some parts of a medical that surprise people, because even once you understand what the medical is actually for, there are still a few parts that catch people off guard, simply because no one really talks about them beforehand. So most cruise ship medicals involve a hearing and a vision test. Again, depending on the medical will depend on how in depth this test is. A basic visual test, you're just going to have to read the letters on the wall. If they want a more in-depth one, you might have to have an eye scan. Same with hearing. You need to be able to hear alarms, hear announcements, see signage and emergency signals. And this is why, like, if someone fails their medical on a vision thing or a hearing thing, you might not understand it, because like in everyday life, you make it work. But what they're thinking about is, if we put this person in an emergency situation on a cruise ship, maybe her vision or his vision isn't gonna cut it. That's just an example. You're going to have your blood pressure checked and just like general health. And this is a big thing that people worry about, whether their blood pressure is going to be over. They're going to want to know about medical history and past injuries. So, broken bones, fractures, long-term conditions in the past. How long ago was it? Whether it's healed, whether you get any pain from it. And then, of course, there's going to be mental health questions as well. And this is one of the most misunderstood parts about a cruise ship medical, I think. Being asked about your mental health, if you have had some mental health issues, does not mean you're automatically going to fail if you're honest. Cruise lines know that working at sea can be very isolating. It can be lonely and it can be demanding. So they need to understand whether you can handle that. And let's be real, no job is worth your life. So if the doctor tests you and says, look, I just don't think you'll be able to hack it. Yes, I understand that that's going to be incredibly disappointing. Really, really disappointing. I get it. But I think it's important that you trust that they're the expert, and knowing what they know about ship life. If they're saying that with your mental state you probably wouldn't be able to hack it, then maybe they're right. And I know it sucks, but what would suck more is you going on a cruise ship and finding out the hard way that you can't hack it. So you're going to be asked about medication that you're taking, and it's really important to be honest about this because they need to figure out whether they can get this medication sent to the cruise ship. If you take something every day, they need to try and figure out with you, okay, are you going to be able to get 6 months worth of this tablet from your doctor and then travel with it in your suitcase? Or are we going to have to get this shipped to the cruise ship? All of these things, a lot of the time, you just have to declare it so that they can help you figure out how you're going to make this work on a cruise ship. So, what actually is going to disqualify someone? And all I want to say before I go into this is this applies to a very, very small amount of people. And someone does fail a cruise ship medical, usually because of one of a few specific reasons. Uncontrolled medical conditions. Conditions that are unmanaged and unstable are often the main reason why someone is going to fail their medical. Uncontrolled epilepsy, uncontrolled diabetes, severe heart conditions that aren't properly managed. And if you don't know, I have a heart condition, which I will go into at the end of this video because I've passed all my medicals. So it's not necessarily one condition itself. Is it under control? And are you okay living with it? Because again, it depends on what medical you're having, and it depends what cruise line you're working for, because some are stricter than others. Severe untreated mental health conditions. This is a sensitive one, but it's important for me to be honest. Cruise lines are not just disqualifying people for having low mood, anxiety, or severe stress, but if you have had these or have them currently, can you manage the good as well as the bad? So an important thing to remember is failing your medical is not a judgment on your worth or your capability. It doesn't mean that you are unhealthy or that you've done something wrong. It simply means that at that moment in time, the cruise line can't safely clear you to perform your duty at sea. And in a lot of cases, that decision changes with time and treatment. A little bit of advice that I wish I had had before getting a medical, well, all of my medicals. Over 10 years working at sea, I failed 2 medicals. I still ended up going on board because I fixed the problem, which in some cases took 2 weeks, 2 months, and then I went on board. And I've spoken about me failing my medicals in much more detail in other videos, which I will link down below. So if you do want to see me fail my medicals, then feel free. But I'm telling you this because it's really important that you understand that if you go for your medical and for whatever reason, for whatever unlikely reason the doctor tells you that you have failed, that's not the end of this journey for you. It's just been delayed slightly. You don't have to take that doctor's decision as final. It's completely okay to ask them for clarification, ask them why they reached that conclusion and how they reached that conclusion. Seek a second opinion. This is massive. Medical doctors doing cruise ship medicals are also protecting themselves because that particular doctor doesn't feel like they have enough reassurance. So in my case, I was born with a heart condition, which technically comes under heart disease. You know, when you have to fill in those forms, it's like, have you got heart disease? Technically, I do. But I'm very fortunate. I'm fine. But it is something that I have to disclose everywhere I go. Every time I have gone for a medical, I have taken 1, 2, or even sometimes 3 letters from my cardiologists specifically saying Lucy is fit to work on cruise ships, like specific details about my condition, and then their opinion, which is she's fine to work on cruise ships. And in my experience, because the medical doctor has received these letters from my cardiologist who know my situation intimately, they've felt a lot more comfortable passing me on the cruise ship medicals, because basically they're not the only doctors saying that I'm okay to work on cruise ships. So my biggest piece of advice for you, if you know you have a condition, even if you're fine with it, like my heart is absolutely doing well. It is all good. By all accounts, I am healthy. So even if you have a condition and it doesn't bother you at all, seek your regular doctor and get them to write you a letter going through the details of your condition and the fact that even though they know the intimate details of your health condition, they still think you are fine to work on cruise ships. This could be poor eyesight, a hearing issue, a nerve issue, sciatica, a previous injury, blood pressure, weight, any medical condition that you are concerned about. Just get a letter from your doctor saying that you're fine. Because when you are able to present this letter to the doctor doing your cruise ship medical, it's going to reassure that doctor that your condition is stable, condition is understood, your condition is managed, and another professional agrees that you are fit for duty. And finally, I really want you to hear this. If you fail your medical, it's not the be all and end all. You can still turn this around. I know a lot of people who have failed, including myself, twice, who have failed and then have ended up going on their cruise ship. So please, there's no need to stress about your medical. There really isn't. It's just a health check. But if you are stressed and you want someone to talk to, you can send me a DM on Instagram and we can talk through it. But you're going to be fine. And if there is something that you're worried about, just go to your doctor and ask the question. And maybe watch the video on me failing my medical and it might make you feel better about the whole process. But just for reassurance, if you're watching this and you have failed a medical and then still made it on board, let us know in the comments, because it's good for people to see that multiple people have failed and then have ended up going on their cruise ship. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed this video and it has given you some reassurance and you feel better about the whole medical procedure thing. As I said, if you've got any questions, comments, you can write them down below or send me a DM on Instagram. But thank you. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And as always, guys, I will see you next week in the next video.